Hello, welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Alyssa and today I have an update for Deck of Panning. Deck of Panning is a project that is run by Emily of Emily and Max here on YouTube, and she was inspired by a book version run by Books with Maddie. Basically, there's a deck of cards, prompts assigned to each card. You get to randomly get new ones each month. The board also changes each month for what the cards mean, and we just have fun panning our makeup. So if you want to know how I did last month and what my new picks will be for this month, then please keep watching. So last month I was actually working on 6 prompts. I always start with 5 and I always pull 5 cards no matter how many prompts I finished or not. And so sometimes I end up with more than 5. So last time I had one prompt that had not been finished. The prompt I hadn't finished was for Spotlight a Panner. And so I chose to spotlight Sam, first time panner. She's on YouTube and Instagram, and she loves Dose of Colors. That is her favorite makeup brand. So I have the Marvelous Mauves palette, my only Dose of Colors product. And it was nice that when I was using this palette, I was thinking of her because I could be thinking of the fact that it's really old and it's getting, not as awesome to use, and, I'm feeling kind of done with it. But because I know how much she likes the brand, it gives me a positive feeling towards using the palette, which is nice because I was trying to finish my second shade in the palette, which I did do. I am not going to finish the other 3 eyeshadows. I am just retiring it. It's already getting put away and I will likely not be using the eyeshadow palette again. But it was nice, for the 2 months that I've been focusing on using it, to be able to think about Sam while using it for those times. So I'm gonna have pictures up on the screen, but you can see it is all done. There's maybe little bits of eyeshadow, but like I said, it was getting pretty dusty. So some of that is just, it's as you use it, it just kind of goes everywhere. The next prompts were all brought in last month. The first one was for Pretty Packaging. So for my Stoned Vibes palette, I wanted to hit pan in the eyeshadow Antidote. I knew that I had gotten kind of decently far into the pan. I felt like I was gonna hit pan, at any point almost. So it didn't take too many more times using it, but it did take more than just a few. So, I had to have it getting used. And I also knew that while having it in my rotation, that I would also try to hit pan on the dark purple kind of shade in there. It's not a matte, it's more of a satin. That one I actually hit pan in first, and my first thought was, oh, could I just count this? I'm like, no. I knew that one would be a little easier because I'm kind of going in more with a small brush for that usually. So I'm like, no, I still have to hit it in the Antidote as well. So I hit 2 new pans this past month because of that prompt. Then the next one was for Tourist, and I decided I want to hit pan in the eyeshadow shade Glimmer from Clionadh Cosmetics. This one I was just using all over the place. I would put it in literally in all different places over my eye, and just using it constantly. It's oh, could I throw in this shade? Sure. And that was actually kind of good. I may have to do that with, I guess I have been doing it with a bunch of my iridescent shades. I've just been kind of using them all over to see how they'll look. And yeah, so it was fun. It did take a bunch of uses actually, more than I thought, but I enjoyed using them, or that shade. I enjoyed all of those. I enjoyed using Glimmer. All right, next was Seasonal. So I picked my Urban Decay blush. It's this pinky shade, and for me, that does make me kind of think of springtime. I wanted to use it 15 times. I also wanted to kind of get a feel for, it's one of my oldest makeup products, so, is it expiring? Is it getting hard to use? Do I need to retire it? But it was a delight to use. It went on easily, and it maybe almost because it is getting older, it's not as pigmented as I thought it was. I mean, it is pigmented, but I didn't feel like I had to do the tiniest of dips. I feel like I could do, you know, a light touch and put it on and not have to be like, oh, blend, 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 you know. So yeah, it's still good. I will say though, in 15 uses, I only went down 2/100ths of a gram. It was 48 and 100 grams, and now it's 47 and 99/100 grams. So clearly it's going to take me a long time to finish it. I don't think I probably will end up finishing it, but it's okay. This does tell me though I've been able to get a lot of uses. Yeah, I remember it was only $8 when I got it, so I feel like I've gotten my $8 worth. I'm going to skip the fourth prompt from last time because that was the Joker, and I'm going to go into the last one I had picked, which was Splurge. I brought in the eyeshadow Ice Blink, which is, I count it as a splurge because it was, I think, the most expensive eyeshadow in that order. It was kind of one of those where I wasn't getting it because it was some great deal. It was more just everyone was talking about this eyeshadow all the time in the indie world and how great it was. And yeah, so it was a little bit of a splurge for me to get it just because I heard, you know, that it was so special. So I put to use it 10 times. I wasn't worrying about hitting pan yet just because it's very well filled and, you know, still pretty new. But I think you'll see in the picture that I actually have quite, you know, a little bit of a dip going. And I don't think I'm close to hitting pan, but again, I was using it just like glimmer in a bunch of different ways. It's like, oh, inner corner, under the eye, all over the lid. Like, actually, I have it on right now on my lower lash line, tapped over something else. And using it wet versus using it dry was kind of fun too to play around with because you get more sparkly type of look when you use it dry, and then you get more shiny if you're using it wet, if that makes any sense. All right, finally, Joker was brought in for the second time this year. I've not had it in the different years that I've done this project, but I've gotten it twice now this year. So I decided to do another version of what I had done the first time I got Joker. I wanted to hit pan in one of my Blend Bunny palettes because I felt like it would help make that palette less special. Well, not less special, but less precious. You know, and feel like, oh no, I gotta save it a bit. And I was like, no, I don't want to be saving these. Like, that palette is now about to be a year old because I got it for my birthday last year. And then the Dollhouse palette, which is the one that I picked for this Joker, is over a year old. And I wanted to hit pan in a matte because I've hit pan in the different shimmers, not all of them, but in some of them. And so I wanted to try hitting pan in a matte. And oh my goodness, it took so many uses. Because at first I was, you know, not sure which one I would go for. I was using, you know, a few just to see what I would want to use repeatedly. And then I'm like, no, it should make the most sense to use the one Baby Doll shade because I already had, I'm trying to think how many uses on that for the Time to Pan. So I had used the Baby Doll shade already 16 times in my Time to Pan project, which is on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, I've got, you know, 16 use head start plus whatever uses, you know, that I just done otherwise. It was still, I used it every day because I was using it just, you know, kind of blend out edges. But then I actually started using it under my eye here because people, you know, go on about like using a pink setting powder. And so I'm like, well, it's pretty pale. What would happen, you know, so if I use it and then I end up using a little bit of my regular face powder on top, it kind of tones down the pink slightly, but it does actually brighten. I have been liking it. I might, you know, continue doing something like that, or at least kind of keep it, you know, in my back pocket for like, if I have like extra darkness on certain days, maybe making sure I use it then, that, you know, it can help. So, but yeah, I finally today, which is why I'm filming today, got the tiniest of pans there. So I know you're like, well, Joker should be like a big deal. You know, and it was only in for the month, but I am telling you that I gave it so many uses that, you know, it's probably at least 30 uses more, or, okay, let's say at least 20 uses more. I don't know, maybe it wasn't 30, but like at least 20 more uses just to hit that tiny little pan there. All right. So that was all the progress that I've had. And now I am going to pick 5 cards and see how I do. I'm here. I've got my cards.
I'm pretty sure, just double checking that there's a joker in here. All right, I have at least one joker, this guy. Maybe there's only one, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna quickly draw my 5 cards. Hopefully the card shuffling isn't too noisy right now. And we're gonna see what I get. Hopefully not a joker again. Okay, card 1, 5 of spades, which is veto. Okay. I think I have to draw another card when that happens. Is that true? Let's see. Veto. I don't see it. I'm gonna draw another card because I want to be able to work on 5 things. So we'll just go ahead and say I have a veto. All right. Jack of spades, which is blackjack, so mainstream product. Black queen, pick your space. Okay, so but it needs to be in the clubs. Then a black king, focus. 1, 2, 3, okay. 10 of hearts, oldest. And 8 of spades, collecting cobwebs. All right, let me go see what I have. Okay, I am back. I've picked my items and I have them all sorted out here with my cards. So, for the blackjack mainstream, I am bringing in my NYX Jumbo stick in the black beans, the black one. I'm pulling this one in just because I haven't been using it recently, so let me get some uses in. I'll do 10 uses. So, all right, 10 uses for that. Then for my black king, focus. A lot of times I've been saying eyeshadow, but to be honest, I also have been really wanting to focus on using my lip products. So I'm gonna pull in this ColourPop lip gloss because I haven't been using it as much, like I was using it in a project and then it hasn't been getting used. So let's go ahead and do 15. Okay, for my 10 of hearts, that was oldest. So my oldest lip product right now, because again, I'm trying to do some lip products, is this Milani lip crayon. And I really don't have much left, but it takes a while for it to go down. So I am going to say, I'm just like making sure it's still in good shape. Let's see, I said 10 for the NYX. I did 15. Let's do 15 as well. And even if I don't get it this month, I want to try to use it up this year. And then we have 8 of spades. What was that one? Oh, collecting cobwebs. I'm bringing in this Moira cream eyeshadow just because I haven't been using it since I got my initial uses on it. Let's go ahead and do 10. I'm just giving myself some big ones. I'm not sure how I'll do, but we'll do 10. And then for the Black Queen, this was Pick Your Space. I decided to go with Glowy, which is the 7 of clubs. And I'm bringing in my only other highlighter that I have because it hasn't been getting used because I've been using up my other highlighters. So I'm just gonna make myself do 10 because I am still trying to finish up another one, so I don't wanna make it, conflict too much with that. But I can use this on also in my inner corners, whereas the other one doesn't work as well for that. So, I could potentially use both at the same time. All right, so that's what I have. I will get some weights of these items then too, so I can include that for the update. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed already, then maybe you'll do that. But until my next video, I hope you'll be doing well, and I'll see you then. Bye.